Good evening. I hope I get through this because I didn't really time for that at the end of the day. However, I take requests, and I got a request from Onyizy for Sheezy, my SiSTAR from another Miss Star, and that request was, what etymologically and philologically and philosophically, perhaps, is the difference between the words simple and easy? So let's see. Simple came into English circa 1200, and it is from Latin simplus, from a Proto-Indo-European compound, splo, literally S-M-P-L-O, smlo. That was crazy, but that was right. From the root sem, which means one, and plo, which means fold, one fold, simple, one fold, one crease, one thing, one path, one route. Very pretty explanatory. The etymological definition is still connected to its actual meaning, and even more connected to its actual meaning than probably people understand it as in colloquial English today. Now, easy comes from ease, and the verb ease comes from the noun ease. And ease also came into English circa 1200. There we go. Circa 1200. But it's a little bit more convoluted, complicated, less simple. And basically, it's from an old French word that comes from a Latin word. So the French word, which is A-I-S-E, which I'm about to butcher all the way up, ace, that's what I'm sticking with, which means comfort, pleasure, well-being, and opportunity. And according to someone named Watkins, which I assume is some dictionary maker, someone of other etymological, philological, linguistic import, says ultimately, ease comes from ace, which comes from the Latin adiacens or adiacens, which means lying at, like physically, to be lying at something, which is kind of a weird way of pronouncing it, but it's from Latin, not from English. And adiacens is a present particle of adiacere, which meant to lie at, border upon, lie near, from ad to, plus iacere, which means to lie, rest. Literally, ease comes from adiacere, and literally adiacere means to throw. And that word comes from a Proto-Indo-European word, yea, or ye, Y-E. Yes, Y-E. I was like, Kanye? But yay. Which means to throw, to impel. And, even more interesting, ease comes from adiacere, which apparently, and logistically, sensibly, comes and is related to the word adagio. It says compare with adagio. So we're gonna follow the rabbit. So adagio came into English much later, circa 1746, in music, meaning slowly, leisurely, and gracefully. From Italian, adagio, and that is from ad, to, at, just like adiacere, just like ease, and agio, which means leisure, from apparently a vulgar Latin adiacens, present particle of adiacere, to lie at, to lie near. And then that says compared to adjacent. Sorry, I was hearing noises. And that comes from adjacent. So we're just gonna follow the rabbit again. You know, they do hop. Adjacent is in between ease and adagio, came into English early 15th century, meaning contiguous, bordering, close nearby, from Latin adiacentem, not nominative of adiacens, lying at, present particle of adiacere, lie at, border upon, lie near, from ad, to, again, from iacere, to lie, rest, related to iasere, to throw, lay, cast oneself down, from the PIE root ye, yea, to throw, impel. So it's kind of actually weird. Well, I guess lying at meant close to. So I guess that's where adjacent came from, although that seems like a bit of a leap. Whatever. I get adagio, slowly, leisurely, gracefully, which easy makes sense from birthing or coming from, since adagio came into English much later than ease, but obviously we're talking about the Latin forms, so who knows what came first in Latin, whether it was the word that became easy or adagio. And then ease itself meaning, I guess at its root meaning to throw, impel, which is kind of interesting. I use that word far too much, which is curious, because we have simple, which means one-fold, also from Latin. And then we have ease, which means literally to throw or to impel. Oh, though, when we say it ease into it, that's crazy. I wonder if that came from like harpooning someone and being like, that went in easy like butter. That went in adiacere. The Latins, they were like, Latin, 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 through knife, adiacere, into his body. Like this, or, equivalent. So that is my answer to your questione, Onyizy, for Shizy. Simple, if we're talking about the meaning of the word and it talking about clarification or clarity or things being, frankly, things being simple, then that is the better word. If we're talking about how quickly or comfortably or gently something can be done, I think we should be talking about simple. But if we're talking about something that takes place without much effort, then I suppose we're talking about easy, even though at its root it means to throw, impel. Ease, easy. This is a word that is come a long way from its original meaning in Latin and come far away from its translation from Latin into English, because now its definition is physical comfort, undisturbed state of body, tranquility, peace of mind, which is a very far away from to throw or impel. But actually, on a pseudo-metaphysical level, that can make a lot of sense, because to throw, impel, to ease our mind, right? Peace of mind, to ease our mind could easily, God, don't do that. To ease our mind can speak to throwing things, impelling things from our mind outside of our head into our body, into physical manifestation, into print, into speech, into vocals, into writing, into action, into drawing, but putting it outside of us so that we are making the things inside of us easier. We are easing ourselves. It's not even that you make the things inside of easier. It's like you ease yourself to create simple things or simplicity. So you throw things, impel things that you do not need within you, outside of you, or in your life, outside of your life. And by that way, you make things more simple. So that is the difference between ease, and simple. We ease our lives to make things more simple. One-fold. This is pretty self-explanatory in my mind, but since I gave ease the treatment, one-fold meaning one line, one continuous line, whether that be an infinite coiling circle like a DNA strand, or the healing snake around the staff, which I think is also Greek, which is a name I do not remember, but which you will recall. It's the symbol for medicine, shaped like DNA as well. But one fold, one crease, one line, one, and actually universally too, that makes sense, because if we are all a part of creation, and yet creation is made out of polarity, so negativity, positivity, and neutrality, then neutrality is the fold. Positivity and negativity are the sides that help the fold become something dynamic, something 3D, something manifested. And negative and positive can as easily mean proton and neutron and electron. But for the purpose of this conversation, just meaning we have positivity, negativity. They face each other without conflict until we add neutrality, which is the choice. It is the choice to be on one side or the other. So when neutrality comes, even though it should be simplifying things, or maybe the aim of neutrality is to simplify. So we aim for neutrality, so it helps us make better decisions about whether we wish to live in positivity or negativity. But the simplicity comes through the experience of neutrality and not really being on one side of the fold or the other, but being the fold, being the actual fold. That's what simple is, one fold. Not one side or the other, not choice, not decision, but one fold to be the actual neutrality. Ease is more about action. It's about how to facilitate the neutrality. And ease is about facilitating neutrality. Ease is a sensation or a state of being. And simpleness is a state of being. So that is my conclusion on this Word Nerd Wednesday. I do take requests. Thank you for joining me on this little short video, and have a great day. Bye-bye.